Directions. It actually starts off very much like a Guillermo del Toro either directed or produced supernatural horror film, where there's a lot of atmosphere. There's a lot of family estrangement and reconciliation. There's a lot of children being at the epicenter of the haunting.
Yeah.
Like all that feels very del Toro, and then it just gets more sinister and darker and. Man, it goes to some pretty severe places.
It takes a very strange and unexpected twist at the end. And I don't mean one of those twists that feels like, oh, we gotta have a twist. It's one of those things where it took me a minute to figure out what was even happening.
Yeah. And when it clicks, I think that really enhances the movie as a whole.
Because it was just
doesn't feel like a gimmick.
It was so unexpected because, at that point, we're so used to expecting the gimmick twist.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, well, that's... Oh.
Yeah, and then you're like, oh, well, that all makes sense now.
Yeah. And I know some people who really didn't like the movie entirely because of what they chose to do at the end.
Really?
But maybe those, God, I can't even attack that point of view without spoiling what it is.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to. But suffice it to say, there was a moment, I was like, what? And then I was like, you know what? Actually, I'm pretty proud of them for doing it.
Yeah, I think it's the natural conclusion of a very bold character arc.
Yeah.
So.
And I thought for sure it was going to be one of those movies where, this is going to be this theory, it's artsy. I'm not going to know what's going on, and that's the whole point, and I'm supposed to go home and think about this in my everyday life, and what is some kind of fucking typical Scandinavian
I mean, that's what those kind of movies are.
Yeah.
Well, we can be upset at how they fuck it up when the remake comes out that's already been optioned by Charlize Theron. So.
God damn it!
Has it really?
It already has, yeah.
Of course.
There you go.
But it doesn't have a lot of jump scares in it, but it's got a lot of
It
spookiness.
actually stays away from jump scares for the most part, which is interesting because it's just more of the camera will pan over and the characters won't even see it, but it'll just be somebody standing in the background.
Well, it's weird that early on when you first start seeing the ghost in question, which is very early in the film,
which is awesome.
It's it is more like, oh Jesus, did you see that? But then quickly she's almost just like another character in the film,
Totally.
So they aren't playing her for that. Oh, I got a glimpse of the ghost, I'm freaked out. It's no, she's kind of walking around hanging out.
Because the scary part of this movie isn't the ghost.
Yeah.
It's what's going on in the family.
Yeah.
So that by the time all of this comes to fruition, you're like, oh shit.
Yeah, and
it's
you're
like worse.
You're really like, oh well, the ghost is right.
Well, Jason, what else did you see? You wanted to talk about?
Man, I'm probably going to end up repeating myself.
I have the list of what we've actually already talked about, so I can tell you if we have or not.
I had a couple of glasses of Macallan. And movies. Karate Robo Zaborgar.
Yeah, I don't think we've talked about that.
Karate Robo Zaborgar.
Oh!
So it was good?
It was cute. I mean, it was. I imagine that if you grew up in the 70s in Japan, you would love this movie.
So it is like what it looked like, kind of a Power Rangers-y
It's based on a 70s
TV
TV show.
Yeah, but it is a total love letter to kaiju, like man in suit movies.
Okay.
And it's got some dark frills to it, and it's weird and really, sexy.
Sexy?
Yeah, there's lots of sex in it.
There is?
That I would not.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
I don't remember that.
They're not actual PIV. Just like sexiness. Like,
Was that penis and vagina?
Yeah.
There's an acronym for that?
yeah, PIV.
Okay, I didn't know that. That's good. That could be useful.
It's none of that. It's more just like, oh my god, our boobs are shooting laser beams kind of stuff.
I see. Okay.
Like 13-year-old sexuality.
And that girl's butt is a dragon.
Yeah.
I'm not making that up.
Well, it's by the same guy that did Zombie Ass, so he has a little bit of a butt fetish.
Yeah. But it's a fun, cute movie. It's enjoyable. It's worth a watch. It's for all ages, really. But
Really?
yeah. It's just a whole big bag of crazy, because it's from Japan. So
From Japan.
But, yeah, it's a good movie. I liked it.
People have butt dragons there. It's a thing.
Yeah.
You go to the pharmacy, get a cream for it.
Yeah, it's like you look at and this girl's dressed up like the Japanese Devo. And then dragons come out of her boobs.
Yeah, well,
And
that's
it's-
pretty
I'm
cool.
sorry, but the next time I get drunk at a bar, I'm calling somebody a butt dragon. Step on my shoes, you fucking butt
You know,
dragon.
you are really being a butt dragon tonight, and I would appreciate it if you could walk it off.
That's a good one.
There's your new meme,
You
Spill.
heard it here first.
Slow your roll, you butt dragon.
Internet, go!
Right? That seems appropriate. Whoosh, whoosh.
But yeah, it was cool. I liked it. I can't rave about it, but I thought it was fun. And I think it's got a huge nostalgia factor because they've got like commercial breaks.
Oh.
It's like we'll be right
Okay.
back.
So it's totally
That's cool.
self-aware in
Yeah,
that sense.
Yes.
And it's only got a couple of them, but it is very
No,
self-aware.
no. A couple is all you need.
Yeah.
Any more than a couple, and it's like, all right, now you think you're too cute.
It is
Yeah.
actively a spoof, is what you're saying. of that stuff.
It's kind of a spoof, yeah, but I think the director's love for that show really does become apparent.
Well, that's what makes or breaks something like that. Is when you can tell that whoever made it has a genuine
Yeah.
love for it, rather than like, oh, I just think this is dumb and I wanted to show it.
It's like if they had made the G.I. Joe movie like goofy and poorly plotted. Oh, never mind.
wait,
They did. Okay.
Well, it did have that one cool action scene. I'll give it that.
Yeah.
I turned it off like 30 minutes in, maybe.
Oh, that's
20
too
minutes.
bad.
you missed the one
you should
cool
see the
action
scene
scene.
where they run around in the Halo suits.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
worth sitting through all that other
Or
stuff.
just
that's-
skip to that scene.
Yeah,
Or
or
you
that.
just eat
They
it.
should have a special function on crappy movies where you could just show me the scenes that everyone agrees are cool.
Those
That would be
little,
great.
Yeah.
those little suits that they had, that shit ain't canon.
The hell is that?
That shit ain't canon.
Better slow your roll, honky.
Butt dragon.
You butt dragon?
Yeah. What else?
Get out of the car already.
What? I'm
Fight
sorry,
in the parking lot.
Leon. What did you see?
Well, let's see. A movie that I read in the catalog, was looking forward to coming to see. God damn this guy. Had a ticket for, but then discovered like, oh, I can actually watch this online.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was Aardvark.
Oh, okay.
Oh, what was that about?
Well, I'm sorry. The honking guy just sped off.
Drove
He's
all
in a rush.
angry.
It's apparently all pissed about something.
Drive angry.
Did he think he was here to pick one of us up?
I don't
I'm
know.
drunk, but like,
I bet he's trying to pick up his girlfriend, and she didn't appreciate being honked at, so she just kept ignoring him and talking and blowing him off.
It's a lot more effective if you yell, "Bitches, come!"
Or if you get a special designed harpoon gun.
yeah.
Okay, he sped off to do a Yui and come back.
Oh, great.
And there he goes again.
yeah.
Okay.
What the hell is that guy?
Dustin. Okay, sorry. Anyway, Aardvark is a tiny little movie about a blind alcoholic who kind of earnestly stumbles his way into a Brazilian jiu-jitsu class. And
Whoops!
yeah, I mean, he just kind of comes in.
And gets his ass kicked.
No. He just says like, "What are you guys doing here? What's this?" And
Like
I'm
capoeira?
yeah.
Nice.
Well, yeah, and he meets a charismatic young guy who's like, "Yeah, we teach this, we do this here. If you want to learn, I'll show you." Seems like a big guy, and they're kind of going through it, the zen of it, and talking to him about it, and it's kind of cool. But then I guess the rest of the plot kicks in because the guy who's his instructor, he's got some kind of shady deal going on, and he like after hours he introduces the blind guy to a stripper, and the three of them hang out a bunch. And there's some kind of shady deal where the other guy, and it's well acted between the two leads, but the young guy, the instructor, he's on the phone with some dude who's always like, "Hey man, you fucked up on that last job. You can't do that again this time. When I send you there, you got to do it right." No, I will. I promise. I'll be there. All right, but don't get drunk first. All right, don't worry. And he immediately hangs up the phone and turns up a bottle and starts drinking it all. So there's something shady going on. The way the personalities get torturous with each other. I mean, not torturous. What word am I looking for? Contentious with each other. But you're wondering, what is this leading to? What is this big secret? So it starts from a nice little movie to a mystery. And then at the hour mark, I feel like they either didn't have an ending or they ran out of money to film the ending they want. So it all leads to a
Zatoichi.
Sorry. It all leads
Yeah, I was going to say.
it leads to a gun, and then one of the least satisfying endings I've seen since No Country for Old Men.
That's what I keep hearing from people. Because it was actually, there was a lot of buzz about that one, and yet most people I talked to came out of it were really disappointed.
Yeah, it really blows at the end. Like the last thing that like you could is that point where you realize, wow, this is just it's going that way of typical, almost student films, and that's too bad. And then something happens, and you go like, oh, okay, well now what? Well, the now what is credits. It's over.
It's I just don't see how you can fuck up a blind martial arts guy movie. They're like all good. Blind Fury, any given Zatoichi.
Well, it really like goes into detail. Like it opens with the main character at an AA meeting talking to everybody, and they spent so much time establishing the fact that he is an alcoholic to never really come back to it.
Yeah.
I mean, he's hanging out at the bar with the stripper, and you think, okay, this is going to lead to something, but no.
Oh, that's weird.
Fucking strippers.
That's where you went with that.
You watch your... We're among Leon.
Yes, please. No fucking strippers.
But
take that back.
Also in the plus column, nobody got raped.
Yeah.
Hey,
So
right.
this has been a good, fantastic fest for me in as much as
Relatively rape-free for you this
so
year.
far.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've seen like 3 movies with rape in it.
Yeah. You know what was the big thing this year, though, was animals getting killed. I don't know
Oh,
what it was
I
like.
missed that,
Pets
too.
getting
Stop
killed.
that.
There's
Just
like a
stop it.
lot of movies where pet deaths
I
and
don't
like
like
really emotional ones. Like we talked about the thing in Blind,
But
which
at
was
least,
like,
okay, this is my problem, is I hate it. As much as I love horror movies, my biggest pet peeve is that they do this thing where it's like, we have to establish that this character is evil, so we'll have him kill a dog. It's like, really? That's the cheapest, easiest, laziest way. Like, you know that the audience immediately has a connection with a dog or a cat, so to have your character kill them to prove that he's evil is just, it's cheating.
Have him try to kill the dog.
And
then the
on
dog fucks him up.
Yeah.
On the opposite end, the trick they do that I hate is they have a character who's basically an asshole or even an assassin, but he's nice to kids. So that way they go, oh, well.
well, he's still
That's
nice to
good.
kids.
Right.
Yeah.
but
Heart of gold.
This comes back to Blind in that at least the scene in Blind is fucking beautiful and heroic and sweet and like,
It's not a cheap animal death at all.
It's not.
in there.
Like, it broke my heart, but it actually meant something.
Yeah.
It wasn't just for the sake of
That animal died for something.
It
He
was-
died
it
a
was-
hero.
I was tearing up.
Little Timmy is no longer in that well.
Basically, yeah.
He is free. Yeah, whereas it like in the one in Headhunters was almost funny. You're like, you really didn't like that dog anyway. You're like, fuck that dog. He had that shit coming.
Come on. You can't say that. The dogs
No.
are always
The
great.
dog-
Well, okay, except for that dog in Rise of the Planet of the Apes. 'Cause that dog was an asshole.
Oh, you know, and I don't know, Cujo.
Yeah, sure. Cujo was allowed to die.
They should not have pushed their brother to that point.
Yeah.
Cujo?
Cujo.
Rabies. They
Yeah.
didn't push him anywhere. You got
Did you
rabies.
just call Cujo a brother? Are you talking about the blaxploitation version of Cujo?
That's how I see it.
He was a Saint Bernard.
Yeah. And what makes him evil? A window white comes to his mouth.
What you didn't know was in that little barrel around his neck? Courvoisier.
Oh, the hate mail we are going to get now.